All right, so we're going to get started on our first assignment for demand here. So this is a fairly quick assignment. What I want you to do is, again, we're covering Wawa, so we're thinking about Wawa coffee. The first section you'll complete is this section right here. This again is called a demand schedule. So here's the price. Price will go on your y-axis, again using the coordinate system. And quantity or quantity demanded will go on your x-axis. Generally, you need to look at, I give you this little graph paper right here, so you need to look at your variables here and kind of spread it out the best you can. If you don't use the complete graph, it's okay, but generally just try and use your spacing here as you complete this graph, all right? So here's the prices of coffee. This is a demand schedule for 1 week. So I have my name in here. You're going to just either delete my name or cross it out and just put your name in here when you complete this assignment, all right? So if coffee was essentially free, or Wawa coffee was free, in 1 week, how many coffees would I drink? I would fill that in, 50 cents, and all the way down, all right? So once I complete that, then I'm going to go ahead and graph my demand schedule on my graph over here. All right, so let me go ahead and show you my graph. Again, you're going to complete your graph on your own. So here it is completed. So I would take 20 coffees in a week. I'm a coffee drinker, so I'm really kind of excessively drinking coffee at that point. I'm probably getting the shakes or whatever the case is by drinking that much coffee. So if it's 50 cents, that's about 2 cups of coffee a day because it's obviously cheap, and as the price rises, my quantity goes down. So you can go ahead and fill that in over here. That's the law of demand. Again, if price goes up, quantity demanded goes down. So here's my increments. Again, 0 is my origin. You can go up by 50-cent increments. Again, that just space it out okay. You might be able to, again, use maybe 40-cent increments or however you want to do that. That's fine. So again, there's a little bit extra space here, but I graph these coordinates. $3 is on my y-axis and 5 is on my x. So I go from 5 up to 3, and that's that coordinate right here. 250 and 6, so here's 250, and 6 is right there. Right, $2, I go to $2 right here, and 7 is right here, so I graph that point. So again, you're just graphing your coordinates, your x and y coordinates. Here's your y coordinates, here's your x coordinates, graph each dot. And then once you have each dot, you go ahead and connect those dots, and that is your demand curve. We will typically label that D1 as your original demand curve, okay? All right, so that's all we're looking to do there. At the bottom here, I want to introduce the market. So you're going to have your original demand curve right here with your price. If you want to have some fun with it, if you have some family or friends around, go ahead and ask them how many coffees they would drink based on these prices. You could have, say, Sarah, Mike, Sam, and fill in. So Sarah doesn't like to drink as much coffee. Mike likes to drink a lot of coffee, and Sam kind of likes to drink a little bit in between. Now, if you actually don't like coffee, some students in my face-to-face class say that, well, I don't like coffee. That's fine. If you do that, then your demand curve would be right up along here. So it would be 350 and 0, 3 and 0. So you have a straight demand curve down here. Now, when you do the market, I do want you to fill in some numbers, obviously. So the market, you're going to add your demand along with the 3 other people that you select. Just add those totals up and you'll get a total market right here. So what I want you to do then is your original demand curve, you're going to graph again over here on this graph paper. All right. Now you have to look at your total quantity. So I have a 59 total quantity. So you have to change your quantities down here to compensate to be able to cover that entire quantity. So again, I have to go up to 60, so I went by 10 increments here to cover the quantities. I probably could have went by maybe by 5, and I might be able to fit it in. You'll have to figure out, you have to count your blocks to see how you can fit that in. All right, so this is my original demand curve is labeled D1. And my new demand curve is the market. So I'm going to graph 59 and 0, which is right there. 48 and 50 cents is right here. Again, 39 and $1 is right here. For some of you, this might be fairly simple. For some of you, maybe you don't quite remember doing some of this in your math, and some of it, you might not be analytical math people. and it might be a little bit more challenging. So I just want to walk you through some of these basic graphing things as we get into a little bit more advanced things. All right. So once you're done, you're going to have your demand curve. You're going to have that filled in. You're going to have your market demand curve. And as you notice, what we're seeing here is as I graph my demand curve and the second demand curve, you see that the demand curve is shifting to the right. So remember, when the demand curve shifts to the right, that's an increase in demand. Why is it shifting to the right? That's because there's more buyers. So remember, this is like, say, a neighborhood is built by Wawa. They're just having more customers come in because the population has increased. Based on our demand curve shifts, that would be number of buyers. So here I just gave you an example of number of buyers. Now in this example, we spent a lot of time graphing each data point. Obviously, we won't do that moving forward. We'll just draw linear demand curves, and we'll draw a shift to the right, D1 to D2, just because we're kind of understanding the concepts. And obviously, this is somewhat time consuming to graph each data point. All right, so if you have questions, let me know. Otherwise, complete this, take a picture of it, scan it, or if you have an electric type of copy, and submit it online, and I'll give you credit. Thank you very much.